Hello everyone, welcome to this fourth video series of the FSL series. So I am your FSL SME expert here in Value Hub and I'll be guiding you all along in this entire series. So our agenda for today is actually pretty simple. So today I will be teaching you what a skill is, what work types are, what service resources are, and what service crew members are. So we will start with skill. So what exactly is a skill? A skill basically represents areas of expertise of a service resource. So let's say one of your resources is good in repairing electronics. Then that's a skill, repairing. Similarly, let's say you have a resource who's good in painting. So that's his skill, painting. Skills have to be created manually and has to be assigned to the service resource for easy schedule optimization. So that's basically what a skill is. Let's take an example now. So let's say a customer bought an air conditioner from your company and 3 months later the AC is just not working properly. So your customer approaches the service agent from your company and lets them know of the issue that they are facing. So now the service agent creates a work order for the issue. And now let's just use our common sense. Just imagine if you were to send a service resource who does not know how to repair that AC that is not working, then obviously your customer will not be satisfied with the results. And the product also may end up getting destroyed, right? There is a chance. So that's where skills come in. So if a skill is attached to a service resource, it helps easy identification of which resource is the right fit for which kind of service appointment. And that helps in basically sending the right person. And if a right person is sent, your material will be easily solved, your cases will be easily solved, I mean, and that enhances your overall customer satisfaction. So that's why a skill is important. Now, a skill has levels. You can measure the skill level of a person, or you can assign skill levels to a service resource to indicate how good a service resource is on that particular skill. The lowest being 0, which is a total beginner, and the highest being 99.99 given by FSL. Now, it can differ from company to company. Some companies may have 0 to 5, some have 0 to 10. So it really depends. You can use that to indicate years of experience, how good they are, and all of that. So now we'll see how to create a skill from our org. So we will go to our org first. As you can see, I'm in my org here. And you'll have to open the setup first because that's where the skill is created. You go to the quick find box and type in skill. As you can see, I've already typed in before. But so you type in skill and skill settings will open up, not the other ones. In skill settings, you'll find skills. Click on that. And once the skills pops up, you'll see this, the list of skills. If you don't have any, don't worry, you can just click on new and create. So this is basically what a skill is. As you can see, I already have 4 skills created: install, maintenance, paint, and repair. Let's create a new skill. So you click on the new button here. And once it appears, we will create a new skill. Let's say I'm creating wall paint. Wall paint. The developer name comes automatically. There's a description section. If you want to add a description, you can add a description. If not, then not really needed. Then we've got skill types. Now, skill type is actually not really used that much, but skill type is mostly used in skills that require subsets. Like let's say there is your skill set, for example, just for example, you have a skill set painting. Now, in painting, there are many different types of paintings, right? There's let's indoor wall painting, there's outdoor wall painting, there's painting on different materials and surfaces, right? So different kinds of paintings exist. So let's say your company provides painting as a skill set, and the different other like types of painting would be the sub skills, right? So for in those kind of situations, you will create a skill type. So you can create a skill type painting, and then you can attach that to different subsets: wall painting, indoor wall painting, outdoor wall painting. You can create different skills, and you can attach the same skill type. So that's the reason why a skill type exists. Otherwise, mostly it is not really that commonly used in most cases because most skills don't really require a subset. So you can use if you want to, and just click on this one. As you can see here, you will see the skill types that I have already created: installation, maintenance, paint, repairs. I'll click on paint. That will help and make it easier. This is wall paint. The skill type is paint. And well, you can assign profiles and users if you want to. I'm not really assigning it to anyone. I'll just click on save for now. And that's it. My skill has been created. A brand new skill of wall painting. As you can see, wall paint and with the skill type paint. So I'll go with skills just to recheck one more time. And there it is, a wall paint view skill has been created entirely. So that's how a skill is mostly created. It's very easy and it's very simple actually. Now this skill is assigned to the service resource, which we will do in the later stages in here, service resources. As you can see, we will go to the field service and we'll assign it to the service resources. We will do this afterwards. So right now we will go to work types. That is our next topic for now. So what is a work type exactly? A work type is basically a template. Now, what kind of template? Well, this template is actually one that holds the information about all kinds of service that is provided by the company, the average time that it takes to do that particular service, the typical parts that are required to do that particular service, and all of that. Like, I'll give an example. So let's say cable installation is a work type for you or for your company. So in this work type, the time that is taken to typically install cable is, let's say, 30 minutes. Just for an example, okay? So I'm not really sure how much time it takes. This is just a hypothetical issue. So the products required just are basically maybe drills, nuts, cables, and electrical casings, maybe wire casings, etc. So all of these informations, this 30 minutes time needed, the cables that are installed, the things that are required, such as drills, nuts, and casings, and all of these things will be recorded in this particular template of the work type for future reference and all of that. So that's basically what a work type is. It makes just your work easier. So we will go to our org and see how to create a work type. So as you can see, I already have here 4 different work types created for installation, maintenance, paint, and repair. I'll create a new one just to show you guys. So we click on new and you can click a work type name here. I'll just say, let's say cable install. So I'm typing cable install. I'm not really adding a description right now, but you can give it if you want to. Now we have got the scheduling related duration type. Now in duration type, you can either give hours or you can give minutes if you want. I'm giving hours. I'll say the estimated duration is 1 hour. And now this is the most important part actually. Auto create a service appointment. So basically what happens is if someone includes this work type in their work order, a service appointment would automatically be created. And I'm pretty sure you've seen in the previous video where we had to manually create a service appointment, correct? So this is actually something that helps us in making our work even more easier because once a work order has a work type in it, like if you fill that field, then a service appointment will automatically be created. So I'm clicked on that. So auto create service appointment with this particular work type, cable install, and I'm saving it. So now that I've saved it, the work type has been created. As you can see in the details, this is the work type. Now you can also add operating hours if you want. As you can see here, operating hours. You can add time slots if you want as to see. So operating hours here, you can add to see in which hours your company will function for this particular service. So let's say I'm adding a time slot. Let's say Monday to Wednesday, a new operating hour. Okay. And this is the time zone that is followed. I'm adding a row and selecting. So it functions from Monday to Wednesday only. The start time is, I'll go with 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Oops. Well, 8:15 a.m. And the end time will be somewhere around maybe 3 p.m. Okay, 6:30 popped up. No worries. So 6:30 p.m. And the second day we'll do Tuesday. We'll just similarly keep filling the time required. I'm going different times for these ones just because it doesn't really matter. You can do it based on the company wise. Oh, it's AM. It really depends on what the company wants. So this is just an example situation. I'm filling Wednesday and the last one that is, let's say 11:15 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and I'm saving it. So that's basically a new operating hour that I'm creating. And that this will become the time slot within which that particular work type functions. The operating hour has been created, as you can see. The service appointment windows have been created here. Service appointment windows have been created here. So these are the times that this particular work is done on these 3 days. So cable installation is done only on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and not on Thursday, Friday, and the rest of the days, right? So that's basically what a work type is. It's a very simple thing. Now you've got skill editor. Now this is the biggest, this is actually an important part. So in skill editor, what happens is this allows you to edit what kind of skill is required for which particular work type. So I clicked on cable install, right? So cable install basically. So someone who knows how to install will be used here. So I'm clicking on install here. This is a skills editor that will automatically open up. So once I click on install, as you can see, there's a box for levels. And like I said just before, that 0 is the lowest and 99.99 is the highest. So you can click on level here, and I'm adding 10, level 10. Somewhat of an expert, but not too good, not too bad, somewhat of an intermediate person, 10. So I'm clicking on that, and I'll click on save. And once the skill has been saved, as you can see, it automatically nothing just happens, just this is selected. Now, if you want to further click on any other skill, you can click on maintenance. I'll keep the level as it is, and I'm saving it. And once the skill has been saved, you'll see both these have been tick marked, right? So that's how basically a skill is selected for a one particular work type. Now we will go to the related list and see what's there. And in the related list, there's nothing really, just skill requirement and work type history. So work type history on anything that has been done here, from work orders and service appointments, via all of that, that will show up. And skill requirements, as you see, we just selected, right? Install level 10 and maintenance level 1. So that's basically in the related list. And this is all about what a work type is. Now we will move on to our next topic. What is a service resource? Well, a service resource is, I think I've already mentioned it to you before once in short. A service resource is basically your technician. Anyone who does on-field, on-site service is your service resource. The ones who perform the FSL work on site, they go to the customer, they do the work that is supposed to be done. The candidate basically is a service resource. An individual is called a service resource. Now, this is the part that you have to remember. An individual, one person is called a service resource, and 2 to 3 people together coming, like if 2 to 3 people come together to form a team, they are called a service crew. So one individual is a service resource, and 2 or more individuals together are called a service crew. So now we will see how to create a service resource first, then we will move on to service crew. So for service resource, actually very simple. Just click on service resource. You'll go to field service admin for this kind of work, okay? And I'm sure you already know how to open field service admin and field service apps, right? Just go click on App Exchange. Yeah. So just click on this App Exchange, and here you can type in field, and field service admin will show up. So you can just click it from there. Right. So coming to service resources, this is how you create one. Just click on new, and an entirely new service resource field opens up. So you can just fill this. You can click on a name. If there's a user. Oh, and one more thing. A user needs to be present. If a user is not logged into your company, then that particular person cannot be a service resource. So this is kind of a requirement. Okay. So a user needs to be present. I don't really have any more active users because this is a brand new org. So I'm not really creating one, but this is how you create a service resource. So you click on active, and if you want to include that particular service resource in scheduling optimization, which is the easiest way to optimize their particular schedules based on their availability, with their skills and all of that, the requirements, etc. So we will focus on this in a later date. I'm not really including this right now. So that's basically what it is. You have the resource type, which is technician, dispatcher, crew, agent, asset planner. You can also add more based on the company. It differs from company to company. So based on the requirements, you can add more. And the travel speed, the priority, user, and whether they are capacity based or not, the description and all of that. And you can create a service resource, a brand new service resource. And as you can see, I have created here 3 resources, and within them only 2 are active, Raj and Vinita. So we will work with them. So let's click on Vinita for now. And the detail field pops up, and you can see they're active. And this is the name, this is the user. I'm using my user only here because the number of licenses in a free org is kind of limited. So this is basically a resource. Now, this is the important part. In a resource comes a resource calendar. So this calendar, as you can see right now, is currently empty. It's mostly because, well, this is a brand new org, so there's not much of a lot of appointments that is done. But I think we have a few work orders here and there. Okay, no. Yeah. So this is basically the calendar for that particular person. So all the work that they do, all the service appointments that they have to go to, the candidate, like the work that they will do on that particular candidate will have their own like customized calendar. Okay. So this is basically the calendar. Oh, so we have service appointments. Okay. So this will make it easier for you to see. Excuse me. So as you can see, there are service appointments that this particular Vinita has, service resource has. So one is from 10:19 a.m. to 10:49 a.m. Just you can just hover your cursor around this place and the rest of the details will pop up. And as you can see, the scheduled start, the scheduled end, the earliest start permitted, the due date, and everything is available. Same for the rest of the resources, which you can see as service resource number 8, service appointment number 8. Then we've got service appointment number 2, then we've got service appointment number 3. And 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. is her tea break. As you can see, this is the break time basically. From 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m., she will be absent for all the different works. And 3:30 to 4 p.m. is her last work, which is service appointment number 4. So this is basically how a calendar shows you everything. Now from here, as you can see, this is a link. So you can click on this and you can go to a service appointment. That particular service appointments. As you can see, I clicked on SA003, this one, and it's opening up to a brand new tab. And here we will come to the service appointments. As you can see, the service appointment has come. This will help Vinita to get more information about what kind of appointment they have. And this will also actually help the admin and the agents, whoever is responsible for this org in your company, to get more details about what exactly the work is being done, the schedule time, the time constraints, and all of these. Even in the related list, if there is anything to be put in, the assigned resources and what history has been done and everything will be available here. Any files that has to be uploaded, any approval history that has to be done. So this is basically what the service calendar does. Now that that has been done, we will go to the related list of the service resource. So in this related list, once again, it's kind of similar. You can see the number of service appointments that in list view, kind of. You can see the number of service appointment that this particular service resource has, which is 4, as we saw in the calendar only. And this is the part where service resource skills are recorded. So basically, what is the thing that Vinita is skilled at? And this was the part that I was talking about, a service, like the skill that has to be assigned to a service resource manually, right? So as you can see, I have already assigned 2 different skills to this person. I have assigned install and maintenance. We will assign a new skill. We just created one, didn't we? We just created wall paint, I think. Yes. Yes. As you can see, I clicked on assign skills and the list of skills that are available in my org appeared. I'm clicking on wall paint and I'll click on next. So this is the resource skill number. This is a skill level. I'm giving 23 just because, like I said, hypothetical situation. And let's say she starts next month. Not really on February. I'm giving March 1st, 12 p.m. and the last. Okay. So this is basically what it is. And I'm clicking on save. Once this is done, we will have a brand new skill assigned to Vinita. And as you can see, this is updating automatically and service resource skills. There you go. Now Vinita knows how to do paint a wall. The wall paint has been assigned to Vinita. So that's basically how you assign a skill to a service resource. It's actually pretty simple, isn't it? So that's service resource. Now coming on to the final topic for this PPT, service crews. So now we will go to service crew. So what exactly is service crew? I just told you an individual is a service resource and more than 2 people coming together form the service crew. So what we do is we click on App Exchange here and we type service crew. And as you can see, the item pops up here. Click on service crew and this opens up automatically. So this is basically the service crews page. So as you can see, I already have one crew here. I'll create a brand new one and let's assign Vinita into the service crew, okay? So 2 members. A crew has to be bigger than 2 people. 2 is the minimum, okay? So 2 or more makes a crew. So let's say wall paint crew. And the crew size is, well, 2. I'm just going with the minimum size and I'm clicking on save. So the detail pops up here and I'm going to the related list so that I can assign the members because that's where you assign them. As you can see, service crew members. So that's where I'm assigning crew members to my team. So I'll search for a resource. Let's Vinita, and she joins this from, let's say, March. Like this is the painting team, so she joins from March, and her date ends by March 14th. Apologies, March 14th, right here. And let's make her the leader of this group. So there's also this position, okay? And you click on save, and this would be a new service crew member, Vinita. Now you can add more if you want. Like I said, 2 is the minimum number. So we already have 1 crew member. Now let's add the second one. I go for service resource again, and I'm going with Raj. Now in Raj, let's say he starts on March 1st once again, and he ends by March 14th. March 14th. And he is not the leader since I have already selected Vinita as one. So I'm clicking on save. And I have 2 service crew members. Raj and Vinita has been assigned. So this is how this thing works. So I create a service crew, and you assign the service crew member. Now a service crew has been created for your next service appointment. So that's basically, so what did we overall learn? We learned how to create a skill. We learned what a skill is. We learned what work types are. We learned what service resources are, how to create them, then how to put in skills into a service resource. And finally, we learned about service crews. So that's typically all for today's video session. Is there anything left over? I don't think so. Okay, so nothing's left over. If you've got any doubts, you can drop your questions in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'll see you with the next video. Bye-bye.